A huge problem in the GMAT space is people doing really well on practice tests and then having terrible scores on test day. This happens a lot even if you studied a great deal and have gone through reputable programs. So why does this happen and what can we do to fix it? Number one, mismanaging time. This is a huge deal on the GMAT because time is very constrained on the test. And if you don't finish the exam, there's a significant penalty for that. So if you left a lot of questions blank on test day, but during your practice test, you were able to finish all the questions, that could be one of the reasons you've seen a big difference in your practice test and your actual score. If you need practice with timing, it's a relatively simple process. It just takes effort. And what you're going to want to do is use the official guide for GMAT review and set up time sets of 10 questions in 20 minutes and start to analyze each set one at a time until you figure out what's the source of your timing problems and come up with reasonable ways to address those problems. Now make sure the difficulty level of the questions that you're using for those time sets is high enough. Lower numbered questions in the official guide are easier, higher numbered questions in the official guide are harder. I would recommend modulating your question number up or down for your time sets until you're hitting about 60 to 80% accuracy with your sets. If you're hitting 100% accuracy in your sets, then the questions are probably not hard enough. If you're hitting 50% or below, then the sets are probably a little bit too hard for you. Okay, so timing is a huge issue why people's scores go down on official tests. The second reason a lot of people see score drops is because they're missing questions that they actually do know how to do. This can be as a result of the stress of the exam. Sometimes it's as a result of poor scratch work habits. And sometimes they just don't have enough practice and experience to be able to read questions and execute their strategies well under pressure. Interestingly, the way to stop missing questions you know how to do is very similar to what I recommended for timing problems. Create some 10-question time sets using the official guide, but for each set, you want to focus on one new habit that's going to keep you from missing questions that you've known how to do in the past. So what I mean by that is you want to look at your past practice questions, find the ones that you knew how to do but got wrong, analyze them, and figure out what are some new habits I can implement to keep myself from missing those questions I know how to do. Then what you need to do is you need to condition yourself to do those habits so that the next time you go take the test, you don't have to put effort into doing the habits, they just happen naturally. The time sets will really help you with that conditioning. Now, the third piece that often causes score drops on test day is people not taking care of their bodies. This could be from too much stress at work, too much stress in your personal life, not enough sleep, or not investing enough energy in sleep, diet, and exercise. We're not trying to be professional athletes here, we're just trying to be great business people, so you don't need to be super extreme with your sleep, diet, and exercise, but you should audit it, and you should give yourself a score. 1 to 10, how's your sleep leading up to the exam? And you should be looking at the 1 month time frame prior to the test. 1 to 10, how's your diet leading up to the exam? 1 to 10, how's your exercise routine leading up to the exam? If you can confidently give yourself an 8 or better on each of those, then sleep, diet, and exercise is probably not a factor on GMAT test day. One more piece that's worth mentioning is test anxiety, and some people have really extreme anxiety when it comes to the GMAT. And if you're struggling with that, check out our podcast episode titled Test Anxiety. The link is in the bio of our profile. If you have questions about a score drop or you don't think your personal situation falls into any of the categories I just talked about, send us a DM and we'll be happy to help out.